December 9, 2021 at 3:02 p.m. If the clerk could please call the roll so we can establish a quorum.
Angelique Ashby.
Here.
Bobby Singh Allen. Don Natoli. Eric Guetta.
Here.
Garrett Gatewood.
Here.
Kevin Speeds.
Present.
Mai Vang.
Here.
Patrick Kennedy. Bill Cerna. Rich Desmond. Rick Jennings.
Here.
Sean Laloe. Sean Farmer. Sue Frost.
Here.
Tim Schaefer.
Here.
Saul Hernandez. Karina Talamantes.
Here.
Chinua Rhodes.
Here.
And we have a quorum.
Don Natoli's here.
Oh, Donna Natoli.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
Appreciate it.
So
All
is
right.
Saul.
And Saul.
And Saul Hernandez. All right. Thank you, Saul, for being here as well. All right.
Yeah.
We've got a quorum. Heather, if you don't mind reading the announcement.
This meeting of the Sacramento Public Library Authority is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T U-verse cable systems. This meeting is closed captioned and live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.net. Today's meeting will be repeated Saturday, December 11th at 4 p.m. on channel 14 and can also be viewed on Metro Cable 14's YouTube channel. The meeting will also be recorded via Zoom. A DVD copy will be available upon request no later than 2 weeks following today's meeting. The full agenda, including reports, is available on the library website at www.saclibrary.org. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should raise their hand in the Zoom program. Please speak clearly when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes so that everyone may be heard. Please also note that participation in this teleconference via telephone rather than through the Zoom app may result in your telephone number being visible to the public during the live broadcast and later telecast of this meeting.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. If everyone could please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. All right. Madam Clerk, our next item.
Public comments on matters not on the agenda. And I have not heard from anybody and I don't see any hands raised.
Great. Well, thank you. If there's no members from the public, before we go on to the next item, I've got a public comment, and I do want to thank the librarians over at Colonial Heights Library. We got a chance to walk in there with Javier and check out a book called Biblioteca as part of their new bilingual kids book series. So thank you to the librarians over and the staff over at the Colonial Heights Library here on 21st and Stockton. With that, Madam Clerk, we'll go on to the next item.
Item 3, presentations.
Great, thank you. Our friends of the Sacramento Public Library, Karen Wilson, president of the, has a little presentation. Karen.
Oh, thank you very much. Good afternoon from the Friends of the Library. This is a milestone day in a time that just seems full of milestones as we share Rivka Sass's last JPA meeting as library director and get ready to welcome a new director. Rivka, we will miss your warmth and empathy and your leadership and your sense of humor, your global perspective, and your dedication to access for everyone to the immense resources that the library has to offer. In large part, thanks to you, they've been expanded. And thank you to everyone who signed on as an honorary committee member for our Young Readers Fund honoring Rivka and supporting services for young readers in the future. Our campaign is winding down at the end of this month, and we're doing pretty well, but there's still time to make a contribution at saclibfriends.org. And I'd like to thank, at last count, 14 branch library friends affiliates that have contributed to the fund, showing once again, we love our library. The Book Den is making friends and partnerships everywhere. In the past few weeks, the Book Den volunteers have donated young adult books to We, Women Escaping a Violent Environment, and to families of farm workers. Book Den is still accepting many donations of books and finding homes for many, many, many. We thank the board for your strong support of the library through unprecedented challenges in 2021. And we look forward to working with you and the new director in 2022 and for another 60 or 70 years since the Friends have been around. We'll be here. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Karen. I appreciate that. And, you know, it is an exciting day. There's a lot going on and more excitement to come here. Any questions from the board for our friends here? Seeing none, then let's, Madam Clerk, let's go on to the next item here.
Next, we have a presentation 3.2, Facilities Master Plan Update and Status of Elk Grove Retrofit of Rite Aid Building with Group 4 Architects.
Hello, everyone. Today, Group 4 Architecture will be providing presentations on 2 active projects. The first is an update on our system-wide facilities master plan. And as you may remember, the county recently completed and approved its unincorporated county library facilities master plan. And we're in the process of working on a system-wide plan, which will integrate this county plan. In addition, the second update will provide status on design work for the future Elk Grove Library. Now I'm going to hand it over to Jill and Dawn from Group 4, who will be giving the presentation.
Thank you, Jared. Bear with me while I share my screen. It's always 1 or 2 more clicks than you think it's going to be. Okay, how's that? Well, thank you all. Appreciate being here, and thank you for the opportunity to share our progress on the master plan for the Sacramento Public Library, which we've been fortunate to work with Rivka and Jared and the team over the last year or 2. Sacramento Public Library asked us to look at its library facilities from a network perspective, how libraries in Sacramento County do and should support service delivery system-wide. And the first piece of that we looked at was core library services, the access to information, support for early lifelong learning, support for workforce and professional development, all of the things that the library has been doing for more than 140 years to help build strong, informed communities and a really high quality of life in Sacramento County. But there's this other component too that we found as we were working with the library and that we've seen through our work with the library over the last 15, 20 years. Sacramento Public Library is a really, really agile organization that says yes, quite enthusiastically to new opportunities. A lot of these are new ideas and innovations by library staff who are deeply invested in the communities in Sacramento County, coming up with things like the lending library, library of things, lawnmowers and sewing machines, and not just books, things like meal programs. I attended a presentation at the California Library Association conference a few years ago where the library was doing a presentation on its culture of yes. And one of the anecdotes that to this day sticks with me was about a couple of library staffers who just grabbed some petty cash and walked a customer out and down the street to buy a coat because that was the thing they needed, right? It's about helping the community get what it needs. Some of this culture of yes too is also saying yes to partners or organizations, other agencies to help the community as well. Like last year when there was the cold snap and the city worked with the library to have a warming shelter at the central library. So these are the 2 parts of the framework that shaped how we're looking at the Sacramento Public Library's network and facilities. So let's take a quick look at what that library network looks like to us today. We looked at how customers do choose libraries, how they access libraries in Sacramento County. And some of the findings are that we did find that residents in all populated areas of Sacramento County can get to a library. So that's good. We didn't see any big gaps, at least in access for currently populated areas that the library serves. We do know there's going to be some growth in the future, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. We saw that customers don't only use the library that's closest to their home. They choose the library that's convenient to them or that has the thing that they need. We saw that customers appear to see all of the branches as part of the Sacramento Public Library network, regardless of whether they're city-owned or county-owned. And we did see some correlation between the size of a branch library and how far customers are or aren't willing to travel in order to access that branch. So that idea of size is one way to look at the libraries. And we, in our look at the facilities, saw things falling into sort of three general categories: small, medium, and large, if you will. And on this map, the darkest blue dots are the ones that are the smallest, and the ones that are purple are the ones that are the largest branches in the system right now. So let's look at that middle category, the one that we have been calling full service community libraries. When we started with our work with the county to master plan their branches, we found that this was a good service and an efficient size, and that those efficiencies and services tended to increase with library size as well. So the county's master plan established a minimum size in this category and said that over time, branches should be at least this size and strive for bigger where possible. There's also this category, the big ones that we've been calling hubs for short, the North Nokomises, Valley High, Carmichael. These perform particularly well. They tend to have the highest number of visitors walking in the door every day, highest numbers of program attendance, highest circulation. Part of this may be because, as we saw on the map, they tend to draw people from further away. They also tend to be more operationally efficient than their smaller counterparts. They provide more value for that operating dollar. And these were the ones that were the easiest to reopen safely after COVID as well. On the other hand, we've got the little branches that were among the most challenging to reopen post-COVID. And in fact, some of them are still closed. But even before COVID, this category tends to be the most expensive to operate per square foot, and they just don't have much space for service. So Sacramento Public Library has been working to expand service in some of these little branches. Del Paso, there's a proposed update to stop trying to do a little bit of everything in a very small space and really focus on the things that the local neighborhood needs most, serving teens and technology, still providing access to the collection, but focusing in a way that provides capacity and quality. Orangevale expanded a little bit more capacity for service, but more service in particular for that operating dollar. And North Sacramento, the proposed move to the News and Review building is going to provide a whole lot more space than that community currently did have in the branch, and much needed expansion of service as well. Some of the little branches were more challenging, even pre-COVID. They tend to be resource intensive. Some of them are 30% more per square foot to operate than the larger hub libraries. They are not providing much space or service for those operating dollars. In the two examples we're showing above, these in particular have some accessibility challenges. They've got some inflexibility to them that limits to some extent how agile staff can be and the functionality of those branches. But size is not everything that matters. That's not the only thing we looked at. It's really about the quality and the experience of the branches for the customers. The vision for Sacramento Public Libraries, effective facilities and spaces, is about spaces that are welcoming and attractive, clean, inviting, spaces that reflect the vibrancy and values of the communities that they serve. Buildings that are in good condition, that reflect the respect that the library has for the customers and for the public's investment in its libraries, while also minimizing expensive emergency repairs and sudden closures that we've seen over the last couple of years in particular. Customers feel safe using the libraries both during and after hours, and inclusive design that goes beyond ADA, beyond ramps, but really thinking holistically about the customer, how to be sensitive to the needs of all of the people that come in the door every day, customers who are neurodiverse, customers who have low literacy or don't speak English, and for whom signs in English may not provide much guidance or assistance. So all customers should feel welcome and empowered to use all of Sacramento Public Library's facilities. Facilities also need to be able to keep up with the library, this innovative organization, and the communities it's serving. The vision is about facilities and spaces that are flexible, that can meet different needs at different times of the day, that can evolve over time along with the community as priorities change, as needs change, and as library services change. The ability to rapidly respond when things change quickly. COVID was an example, but it's not the only one that we can imagine. And then facilities that are very efficient, that provide that good value for the operating dollar, that allows the library to direct its resources where they can really have the most impact. So I'm excited to hand this over shortly to Dawn, who's going to tell you about the proposed new Elk Grove Library that really is shaping up to be all of these things and more. The vision for the network is modern, attractive, flexible, well-maintained libraries that support both core library service and that yes, we can ethos that the Sacramento Public Library embraces. So over time, taking the opportunity to expand the smaller branches into the larger model that provides more service, more efficiently, more effectively, and expanding the network over time as the population continues to grow, particularly out to the east. And then keeping in mind the partnerships that are increasingly part of what the library does and how the community accesses service in the future. So our next steps, we're not done, this isn't all baked. Part of our next step in this process is to bring the community into the conversation more that we've been able to do over the last year and a half because of COVID and various things. So we're going to launch that community engagement effort in earnest in 2022. And we also have opportunities. We very much want to hear from all of you about your thoughts and priorities, your ideas, the opportunities that are in your communities that the library could and should explore as it thinks about the master plan for the future. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and share. I'm going to, let's see.
You're going to continue sharing your
I'm going to continue sharing. I'm going to try to do this gracefully as I switch to your
all right.
PowerPoint.
All right, thanks, Jill. So as Jill just gave you kind of the system overview and where the planning work is taking us in terms of recommendations, we get to actually dive in and get into the details as we're looking at the plans, the design concepts, and the program that's being proposed for the renovation of the old Rite Aid building in Elk Grove. And super excited. We just presented this to council last night. And I think Rivka really captured it when she mentioned to the council last night what most excites us about this project is the opportunities of the building, but also that it's a reuse. I mean, how exciting that we get to recycle this building, be kind of on the forefront of sustainability. But what's even more exciting about that is there's very, very few things that we have to compromise on. The structures, the bones, the opportunities of this building are really exciting. As we look at the next slide, similar, we can probably jump to the next slide, just looking at giving you a presentation, looking for you to give us any of your input, thoughts, feedback on what we're presenting, which will be just an overview of our process to date to take you through the building program, walk you through the floor plans, give you an update on the interior theming and design concept, and then to talk about next steps. So the old library in Old Town, the library has definitely outgrown that. Even getting in the parking lot, it's a huge challenge for patrons at the Elk Grove Library. And so by relocating the library down to the old Rite Aid building on the corner of Elk Grove Boulevard and Waterman was a huge opportunity and a great partnership that happened between this city and the library. So getting the building to be on a single story, having it be 17,000 square feet, having adequate parking with great circulation are all just these amazing bonuses for this project. So super excited to be working on it. The schedule for this is looking at going out in 2023, just when all the funding and the project timelines and everything align for that. We started in August, went through programming, design values and concepts, went through conceptual design in October. I'm doing this from memory since Jill jumped to the next slide so quickly. And then right now we're just really diving into schematic design. On the next slide, it summarizes all this participation that we've been doing in addition to bi-monthly project management team meetings with the city staff as well as the library staff. Done a lot of outreach, which was super exciting in October. We did an open house at the library with the intercept surveys that you can see the picture on up top here. From there, we went to Food Truck Mania, and lovely to see all of Elk Grove out there and enjoying the evening as well as the food and giving us their great input. That same information was on an online survey for the most of October, where we got additional input from the community. Did a teen outreach with the Youth Commission, very engaged, lots of great ideas, and I'll summarize their input on just a minute here. The focus groups and technical meetings met multiple times with the Friends of the Library, library staff, as well as city staff for the technical aspects of the building, from the building planning, fire, public safety. And then just recently had an integrated design workshop with all of our design team, engineers, designers, cost estimators, as well as city and library staff. Last night, we gave the city council an update and had really positive feedback from them. And today we are presenting to the board, and then we'll be back with final presentation of schematic design to you at the end of January. What we heard in our outreach really complements nicely some of the findings that Jill had just reported to you in terms of the library and what people are excited about and doing. You know, this library of things is really, as we look at some of the feedback in terms of the community, what they'd like to see the library do, from a lending library, art and cultural, health and activity, do-it-yourself classes, new technology, and creating and tinkering. These are all things that ranked extremely high from the community in the feedback, and you'll see reflected in the proposed program for the space. The interior design preferences made it very easy for us to work with. They wanted to be cozy and comfortable, warm and inviting. That indoor-outdoor opportunity, which the old building really had no opportunity for, we're carving out on the existing site and creating those opportunities. And then playful and spacious as well. All great goals and aspirations for our design. The teens, such a fun group, really fun interactive Zoom meeting that we had with them. What they're looking for in the new space is collaborative spaces, spaces they can work on projects together, a place to hang out, tutoring, college readiness, career, job readiness, collections and programs, and then of course, entertainment, music, and movies. In terms of the design update, we're going to take you through some of the program elements, the primary program elements, just in terms of the draft summary. Really, again, having this full service hub size library is a great opportunity to provide something for everybody, from the entry to the group study spaces, the spaces for children, the marketplace, incubator space, teen space, meeting room, spaces for adult, and then of course, great locations and operationally efficient staff locations. So looking at the marketplace and the Friends of the Library bookstore, the marketplace is really where the new and popular collection is going to go. We're going to have some technology, we're going to have some seating, some collection. As you can see, the images on the top left and bottom right, that's actually a project that we completed in Olathe, Kansas, and that was a renovated Safeway building. So you can see with the high volumes that are similar to our building, lots of opportunities to create those warm, welcoming spaces that the community wanted. As we're looking at meeting rooms, multiple places that we're able to accommodate group study rooms, as well as a large meeting room and an incubator space, all to kind of meet these needs. fully integrated with technology so that they're seamless use and really kind of expands those opportunities. That incubator space, those do-it-yourselfers are going to love this. So being able to create a space that has flexible furniture, power coming down from the ceiling, easy to clean finishes, good lighting are all opportunities that we're looking forward to providing. And then the next slide is we're looking at the meeting room space. Oops, sorry, I guess that's further down. The adult space, again, having that chair for everyone in addition to the collection, really having an adult space that's acoustically separated, provides a little bit more quietness for the adults, but still close enough to the activity that they don't feel left out. Teen space, really wanting to bring the teens over to the new building with engaging furniture, bright, colorful fabrics, finishes, places to study, places to hang out, places to socialize and to collaborate. And spaces for the children. Really excited. The space we're having for the children actually is going to be adjacent to the outdoor. We're going to be able to do indoor-outdoor opportunities, as well as provide spaces for the parents, the younger children, as well as the elementary school kids. So as we look at the floor plan, Waterman is on the bottom of this floor plan and Elk Grove Boulevard is up to the right here. The main entry to the building, as you can see at the top. So being able to really provide kind of the ultimate in material flow in this building. So as you come into the building on the right, is going to be the front of the library store. We're going to have an interior book drop as well as an exterior book drop that goes into the automated handling room for the CERC staff, which is right behind the service desk. Moving into the center of the space, we're calling that the marketplace, where our new popular collection is, technology. The meeting room space will be directly off of that. We'll have the opportunity to open up and connect to the rest of the library when it's not used as a meeting room, so that it has that flexibility for expanded seating and use, or to be able to be closed off and to be a separate space that's available after hours with independent use, because we have a secure line between the meeting room and the incubator space. And the restrooms are located behind the secure line, so that if somebody wants to use this after hours or go through until after the library is closed, that won't be a problem in terms of operations. The space outside of the meeting room, we're looking at for exterior program space to complement the interior space. And then we go around to the incubator space. And again, this is for do-it-yourselfers, still has that connection to the marketplace, able to expand in there when needed to, or to become private activity program space when needed to as well. Additional staff space is at the back for just the operations, the workstations for staff. We've located the adult space a little bit further back from the high activity spaces in the library to create a little bit of that acoustic separation. We have group study rooms located to that, as well as the passport office. And very much appreciating the Friends of the Library input on helping to give us input to not just their store, but to their storage room and their sorting room. Then closer up here to the front of the building is our children's space, a lovely size that's going to accommodate the youngins as well as the elementary school kids. We have the group study space adjacent to it, as well as the family restroom. And then separating the children's from the teens, additional group study rooms. Then the teen space, kind of giving them that prime real estate so that it's going to be welcoming to them and providing them those collaborative spaces as well as the study spaces and their collection. Self-checkout is on the right, so you kind of drop off your material as you come in on that right side and check out your material as you go out on the right side. So kind of a really good circulation flow there. And then additionally, what we've also been working on with the library and the city, as we go to the next slide, is really trying to determine what this space should look like, how it should feel. Went through different options with our team to come up with kind of what we feel is super exciting opportunity to reflect its location. Kind of our essence of the building is going to be the old town, but not just the past, not just from, even when the Miwoks were here and the indigenous people, looking at the railroad, looking at the old town materiality, but also looking to the future. So being able to use these materials from the wood, the steel, the brick, as well as the environment to be reflected in our building. And our color palette that we're working with is looking at kind of having a backdrop of the warm wood, the warm grays, and the blues, and then really to punch that up with our vibrant accent colors that you see on the left. Really trying to create a timeless palette, but one that's going to be inviting and lasting and reflect kind of this old town character. And as we're looking at applying this to the different areas in the library, super exciting to be able to kind of see what we saw as the marketplace, those new and popular collections. That'll be the main street. It'll be the hustle and the bustle. The town hall will be the gathering space and the incubator space and the meeting room space. The adult space, we're looking at designing it as a hub, kind of a location with warm wood, something that people are comfortable. They can pull up and sit down, pull up a book and read for a little bit. And then the Delta for the children's area, looking at reflecting a little bit more of the flora, the fauna, looking at being able to provide manipulatives, kind of more of a learning educational space based on that theme. And then very appropriate and reflective of what we heard from the teens, looking at the teen space being kind of the entertainment district with brightly colored furniture, fun furniture that they'd like to sit in, and places where they can talk and socialize as well as collaborate. And so that is kind of a summary of where we're at in the design. And then the next steps, as I mentioned, once we continue through this, complete our schematic design documents, we will be back for the final presentation at the end of January.
Well, great. Thank you, Dawn. Appreciate that great presentation here. Exciting, very exciting work and great work. And kudos to the Elk Grove City Council and in the innovative reuse of a building and more to come. So yes, let me pass this over to Kevin Spees over here. He's got his hand raised. Kevin.
Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yep. Okay. So first, I was unable to see the presentation last night due to an ongoing family emergency. Medical emergency. So I appreciate having the opportunity to see it today. Thank you very much. Yeah, as folks who have been on the public library board for a number of years know that our existing it's still existing. Our existing space has been problematic, needless to say. The space where it's moving to has been problematic from a retail perspective. So this really is a great move. I absolutely love to see the design elements. I would assume, of course, that the rest of the city council was thrilled with seeing this last night. I know the community is excited about it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it come to fruition. And I thank you very much for your work. Back to you, Chair.
Great note. Thank you, Board Member Spees. I appreciate that. And if other members do have questions, I encourage you to reach out to the consultant here and also our staff. Exciting to see the presentation today. I know we've got a full schedule, a full docket, so we'll move on with that. But I want to thank again all the staff and the work and the community input that's gone into this. Even going to food trucks, I always say go where the people are, and they're happiest when they're eating. So glad that you got good information there. So thank you again, Dawn, and others for that great presentation.
Thank you.
And then we have an additional item that here was added to the agenda, item 3.3 here. And if I'm gonna push this over a little quickly to just briefly to Jennifer Gore here, and she put together a little something, and we know that there's going to be more opportunities here in the future. But Jennifer, if you've got a quick second here, and I think you may have the resolution up in front of you, but and if we don't mind sharing it, that would be helpful.
Oh, yeah.
On the screen?
I can do that. Just a second. Sorry.
We've got, and while she's doing that, one, we have a little proclamation. It's a small token of appreciation for many years. Many of you have received this, but it's a recognition of the retirement of Rivka Sass for her 12 years of exceptional service. And as Jennifer looks at it, yes, we're seeing a lot of quiet Zoom accolades. So the golf claps, I guess, virtual golf claps here. But this is a resolution that was put together by the staff here who have seen and been part of the great work that's been going on at the Sacramento Public Library. So I'll read a couple of whereases here, just because it is a long one since there's a long to go through here. But one, whereas Rivka Sass is retiring from the Sacramento Public Library after more than 12 years of exceptional service. Whereas Rivka Sass started with the Sacramento Public Library Authority in the midst of the original turmoil in 2099 and during the aftermath of the Great Recession, and bravely led through the charge to change the image of the library, reinventing library services, and embedded Sacramento Public Library in the community. So she knows how to pick good timing, not only the start and then also in the finish here. So, another important accolade here is in 2020, Rivka received the Charlie Robinson Award, which honors a public librarian director who has been a risk taker, an innovator, and or a change agent in the public libraries. And whereas Rivka Sass, Rivka, together with the library, the community partners, created a legacy giving program that will help to ensure continued services for the library and support the community for traditions, new and innovative library services. Therefore, be it resolved that the Sacramento Public Library recognizes the exemplary service of Rivka Sass and wishes her healthy, happy, and prosperous retirement. Congratulations, Rivka. After this, we'll have if we were in person, we'd have a nice thing to hand you over there. Great work on 12 years here. And if we can all give her a Zoom applause or a Zoom emoji there, I guess, or how do you do these here? There we go. One of those there.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Rivka, any comments here on our item? I know you didn't add this to the agenda.
No, I did not.
And caught you by surprise.
I just want to thank you all. It's been an amazing 12 and a half years here in Sacramento, and working with amazing people, staff who say yes. You heard that in the presentations about the buildings. Incredible board members, many, many challenges, and everybody rose to each and every one. And, listening to that, I thank you for the kind words. And I especially thank you for mentioning Charlie Robinson. He was my mentor, and he meant the world to me. And he died 3 months after Abe did. And so I felt like I lost two very important people within such a short time. So it meant so much to me to receive that honor. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry. And I want to thank the friends for stepping up and helping us every step of the way. I talked with a donor yesterday who is so excited about the Book First program. She was put through by our call center. I just know great things are going to happen, and I thank you. Thank you all. I can't say it enough. And I thank the support of our current board chair, our previous board chairs who got us through a lot of stuff. Angelique, we passed not one, but two ballot measures. And Sue, you took us through some incredibly hard times. And we made it through. And thank you all.
Oh, thank you.
You were there for the ballot measures. I'm sorry. so many
Oh
people.
no, no, yes, you've been through it all here, and I know we have a couple board members signed up to speak, and I'm sure as folks know, you aren't leaving today, but and I'm sure there's going to be more opportunities here. But let me recognize Board Member Frost and Board Member Ashby. Board Member Frost.
Thank you, Chair Gitta. I just wanted to thank you, Rivka, for your dedication to the Library Authority. You got the Library Authority through the worst and best of times, the hardest of times. You're an inspirational, innovative, team-building leader who inspires everyone around you and builds up and helps those, even those of us on the board. There were so many times when you have helped me, and I won't ever forget your charm. I remember you in every situation with children or adults. You can even get up and meow like a cat or like a rooster or whatever we were doing that day. You're just so much fun, and you make it fun, and just to work with you is fun. And we all, they say there's different kinds of leadership. You can love or fear someone, or respect someone, but love and respect are what comes to my mind with you. And I just want to thank you so much for all that you've done to make the Library Authority a very solid organization that delivers good service. And in closing, I want to say that we were looking at a survey that we did from the county. The county went out and did some polling on how people felt about things. And we were just talking about this last night. And the library was one of the things that people had a lot of confidence in. So the library is in Sacramento County. So congratulations to you for that, and to all your team who also I know are a big part of that. Thank you, Rivka.
Thank you, Board Member Frost. I've got Board Member Ashby, then after that, Board Member Gatewood and Telemontes.
Thank you so much. Oh gosh, Rivka, where to even begin? I mean, I've been here with you for 11 years. You chose me for this board. And I'm so grateful that you did. There's been some really high moments for us, like, you and the friends throwing the world's biggest baby shower when Peanut was born. That girl has books for the rest of her life. If any of you need books for your kids, please, let me know. And obviously both ballot measures were great. Rick Jennings really helped with the second one, but the first one was the little engine that wasn't supposed to get up the hill, and it did. And as a result, saved us from closing 3 libraries, 2 of which are in North Sac, which they could ill afford to lose. So I think those are some of our really bright high moments. But I've also walked through some of the really dark valleys with you. The loss of Amber. I was there with you with Abe. And what I think about when I think about you is a person who's very steady and consistent, which is interesting because we've had so many peaks and valleys for the library system over the last year. But what you have done for them is really provide this very stable foundation by just being yourself, being a person that you knew this board and this staff would come back to every time, that you would make the best decision for everyone involved, patrons, staff, board members, little readers, big readers, and everybody in between. And I've watched you fight so hard for summer reading, closing that gap in this city and moving the marker. And I've watched you fight equally hard for gardens for seniors, or meals being served at libraries, especially in neighborhoods where, food equity was an issue, or during the pandemic, bringing authors on and having massive, like almost break the Zoom internet type participation with authors and keeping people reading and helping me put together a library, an online library of people reading. There is no end to your talent, just like there is no end to your will and your drive and your love for books and for all that this library has done. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud to have spent this time on the library, but mostly I'm quite honored to call you my friend beyond just what we've done here. And I have a year left too, and then I'll join you in retirement from this board anyway. And I will think of the library as one of the highlights always of my time at the city of Sacramento, in large part, Rivka, because of you. And I won't tell them the stories of us traveling to Nashville together, because some things probably shouldn't be talked about on recorded meetings. Okay. Eric saved me from myself.
Okay. Thank you, Board Member Ashby. Board Member Gatewood and Board Member Talamantes.
I didn't get to go to no Nashville. What in the what? Thanks, Rivka. I was going to say something nice. Now I'm just going to be upset at the fact that they got the party and I was stuck doing legislative work. But all seriousness, my favorite part of Rivka is when me and her go to battle people that aren't doing right by the library. And so she always knows how to tickle me to get me all fired back up again. She's like, Garrett, did you hear? Let's do something. I sat on the board. I didn't know what I was doing at the beginning, and she walked me through everything and showed me what a benefit the Library Commission really is to the entire county, and how Rancho Cordova is destined to have one of the best libraries due to all the stuff that she's put in place. And so honestly, from the city of Rancho Cordova, I heard how terrible like all the audit stuff was and everything she had to clean up to make it amazing and where it is today. And now it's something that's just knows how to handle its budget, has faith in the community, and really is an up and comer for the area. I still believe that we should just not let her go. If we could jail her, or I mean, you guys got your own police force, maybe just swoop her up and don't let her leave. But she is an asset to our entire community, and I just want to say thank you for everything you do for our city. Linda and the community have had just an amazing time working with you, and really, it's been an honor meeting you. And so you're just one of those amazing people that you get to meet once in a lifetime. And I just want to say thank you from us, from the city, and everything you do. Thank you, Rivka.
Thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, Board Member Gatewood. Greatly appreciate that. Board Member Talamantes.
Hi, Rivka. I agree with Garrett. You can't leave. We're going to keep you in a holding cell somewhere.
Maybe we can have co-directors.
I'm really fortunate to sit on this board as an alternate for Supervisor Phil Cerna. And in the last 3 years and a half, it's been such an honor and pleasure to work with you, from working on computer donations to the special education department at the Sacramento County Board of Education, to the digital equity work that we do, to building up the library in Del Paso and having those community meetings. And you make them so fun. Everything that you touch, you make fun. So I'm just so thankful to have worked alongside you, and just thank you for being so creative, innovative, and just always thinking outside the box of what we can do better and what else we can do for our community. So thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Great. Thank you very much, board members. Again, congratulations, Rivka, on 12 great years, and everyone in the community, the board, staff are greatly appreciative of the time you've given to our region here. And there'll be more opportunities, I know, here, board members, to connect with Rivka before she goes. I know we're at 3:51, so I'd like to make sure we do a time check, and this was two very critical pieces here in our presentation. But I want to thank you again, Rivka, and also thank the staff that put together the resolution. They really put the time to look at how best to recognize the resolution. So, and we'll make sure that all the board gets it.
I work with the best people, bar none. The new director is going to have a blast.
And thank you very much, Rivka. No, yeah. So again, everyone, she's not gone yet, but we still have her here for a short bit of time. Thank you again, Madam Clerk. Moving on to our next item here. I know we've got a big chunk on the consent calendar, Madam Clerk.
Item 4, consent.
Perfect.
I can move consent, Chair.
Thank you, Board Member Ashby. It's been moved by Board Member Ashby. Is there a second?
Second.
I second. Tim Schaefer.
It's been seconded by Mr. Board Member Schaefer there. Sorry, Board Member Rhodes, you got beat to it. Is there any, Madam Clerk, any comments from the public?
Nope, I don't see any hands raised.
No comments from the public. Then, Madam Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Angelique Ashby.
Yes.
Bobby Singh Allen. Don Natoli.
Aye.
Eric Guerra.
Aye.
Garrett Gatewood.
Aye.
Kevin Spees.
Aye.
Mai Vang.
Yes.
Patrick Kennedy. Bill Cerna. Rich Desmond. Rick Jennings.
Yes.
Sean Malloy. Sean Farmer. Sue Frost.
Aye.
Tim Schaefer.
Yes.
Saul Hernandez.
Yes.
Karina Talamontes.
Yes.
Chinua Rhodes.
Aye.
And it motion passes with 12 members present.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. I do want to thank the staff for addressing a very critical need in that action. I know we still have access to books and also health services and the library of things and everything's including access to healthcare. The electric bookmobile is a great part of that consent calendar. Really appreciate all the work. Madam Clerk, next item here.
Next item, 5.1, closed session pursuant to California Government Code Section 54947, public employee employment, library director, and CEO.
Great. Thank you, Madam Clerk. We're going to, for members of the public, we're going to adjourn to closed session here. Our board members can keep an eye on the blue button to go into the closed session room. And we'll be back shortly here. Folks could just hang on. Madam Clerk, if you can initiate the closed session. Well, we are returning from closed session, reconvening from closed session at 4:03 p.m. Madam Clerk, Council, anything to report out of closed session?
No reportable action at this time.
Great. Okay. Well, then let's first go on to the next item on the agenda. We have two important items. Madam Clerk.
Item 6.1, employee agreement, library director and CEO.
Well, fantastic. This is a great opportunity here. We are embarking on a new chapter in the leadership of the Sacramento Public Library Authority. The board met extensively. I do want to thank the search committee who spent a lot of hours involved in this. Let me turn this over really quickly to our counsel, Jennifer Gore, for a quick moment. And we're excited here in a minute to entertain a motion to announce and make a decision on the next library director and CEO for the Sacramento Public Library Authority. Jennifer?
Hi, thank you, Chair Guerra. So as we've talked about and as reflected in the staff report, we did go through an extensive search process, and thank you all for your engagement on that. I think at this time, we'd like to appoint a new library director effective January 1 of 2022. I'm sorry, 2021 has been a blur. Apparently I forgot it happened for 2022. And so the one thing that we did want to add, part of this item does include the approval of an employment contract. One thing we wanted to add to that employment contract to be consistent with the previous library director's contract is an annual amount of $2,000 for civic memberships. And so we did want to request that addition to the contract that is part of your written materials. So, but with that, I'll turn it back to you, I think.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to ask the board to move and approve the employment agreement for the Director of Sacramento Public Library Authority and CEO to Mr. Peter D. Coyle, who, I have to say has had an experience through across the country in public libraries. His experience comes from the ground up, moving up through the departments, leading multiple library branches at libraries, and also having an experience throughout the state, throughout our nation, about how libraries are managed. But more interestingly and more excitingly is that his first library and his home base is here from Sacramento. So congratulations to our candidate here as Peter D. Coyle. And if I could ask a member of the board to move the recommendation from council with the suggested change, greatly appreciated.
Tim Schaefer, I wholeheartedly approve.
Mr. Schaefer beat everyone to the punch without raising his hand, but you know what? If this isn't first grade class, so we're going to take that. Is there a second?
There is. Member Jennings will second.
Member Jennings, yeah, all right, good. Member Jennings, if this was an auction, that would for the library authority, we could make some money for the library. Good.
Cut me off now. Come on now.
That's good. It's been moved and seconded by Board Member Schaefer, and seconded by Board Member Jennings. Is there any further discussion from the board? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Angelique Ashby.
All right, before we do the roll call, Jennifer, did you get what you needed from that?
I did. Thank you. So we're appointing Peter D. Coyle as library director and authorizing the board chair to execute an employment agreement with the addition of $2,000 for civic memberships.
Yeah, including the amendments that you stated earlier. Yeah. That's how I understand the motion. All right, yes.
Bobby Singh Allen. Don Natoli.
Aye.
Eric
Aye.
Gatewood. Garrett Gatewood.
Here. Aye.
Kevin Spees.
Aye.
Mai Vang.
Yes.
Patrick Kennedy. Phil Cerna. Rich Desmond. Rick Jennings.
Aye.
Sean Laloy.
Aye.
Sean Farmer. Sue Frost.
Aye.
Tim Schaefer.
Aye.
Saul Hernandez.
Aye.
Karina Talamontes.
Aye.
Chinua Rhodes.
Aye.
Motion passes with 13 members. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations, Mr. Coyle, Library Director Coyle. And my understanding is he is with us here today. Is that correct, Rivka?
That is correct. Peter, would you like to say something and come on camera?
Hi, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chair Guerra, for the great introduction. After having listened to the accolades of Rivka, I have some tough act to follow, but I'm really excited to come back to Sacramento and to help lead this great library and this great staff. I look forward to meeting the members of the board who I haven't had a chance to talk with and getting to know the staff and continuing the excellent work that Rivka and the folks there have done the last number of years. So I'm really excited and very eager to get started. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Peter. Congratulations again, and welcome back to Sacramento. Glad to have you here again. So yeah, big round of applause, emojis for everyone. For those who know how to do it. Look at that. I love Sean Laloy over here, board member enthusiasm. He's excited about that new library coming over. So. Great. Well, congratulations, Peter. Madam, I know, and there'll be more opportunities to get to know him. I know he's committed to meeting with all the board members and going out there and get to know every neighborhood. And we'll see him soon at the next board meeting. Great. Madam Clerk, our next item here, I know we are getting, we have a tight on quorum, so we're going to move through the last few items quickly. Madam Clerk.
Item 6.2, annual audit report, fiscal year 2020 to 21.
And Chair Guerra, in the interest of time, briefly, the audit was clean. We met with the Budget Audit Committee as usual. Johnny E. and his staff did a wonderful job, and we recommend accepting the audit.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Board Member Director Sass. Yes, and for the, unless there are questions from the board, the PowerPoint and presentation is available there. It was, again, a clean audit, and I appreciate all the hard work that the staff has put in there. If there are no questions from the board, I will ask a motion to accept the audit and move this item.
So moved.
Been moved by Board Member Gatewood. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been seconded by Board Member Laloe. Any further discussion? I see no discussion, Madam Clerk. So if you could please call the roll.
Angelique Ashby,
Yes.
Bobby Singh Allen, Don Natoli,
Aye.
Eric Getta,
Aye.
Garrett Gatewood,
Aye.
Kevin Spees,
Aye.
Mai Vang,
Yes.
Patrick Kennedy, Bill Cerna, Rich Desmond, Rick Jennings,
Yes.
Sean Laloe,
Aye.
Sean Farmer, Sue Frost,
Aye.
Tim Schaefer,
Aye.
Saul Hernandez,
Aye.
Karina Talamontes,
Aye.
Chinua Rhodes,
Aye.
and motion passes with 13 members.
Great. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Okay, Madam Clerk, our next item on the agenda here.
Item 7, executive team reports.
And I will be very brief, but there are a couple of critical items I need to address. First of all, the January board meeting is that annual event of electing a new chair. Chair Guerra has been a wonderful chair this year. And per our rotation, a member of the Board of Supervisors will excitedly, we hope, take on that role as vice chair. So this is just to serve as your warning. I want to thank the Friends of the Library for a recent gift of $50,000 for us to engage in some social justice programs and initiatives in partnership with the Friends of the Library. We're thrilled about that. I will refer all of you to item 8.3, an information item. That was a request of the board to outline our deferred maintenance needs for our facilities in both the city and the county. So please read that carefully when you have a moment. It's very important. Sunday is our annual Jane Austen Tea. We invite you all. Please come. There will be dancing, even though it's virtually. And finally, because I will not be here to celebrate all of the accomplishments of fiscal year 2021 in our annual report, please bear with me. We have a 1-minute highlight reel that Jared's going to pull up. I promise you'll be entertained, amazed, and astounded at what staff accomplished. And thank you to our communications team.
Hold on, let me.
Lost it there.
Yeah,
that was quicker than I thought.
Here we go. Can you guys? Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you to our amazing communications team and to all the staff who made all of everything we accomplished in spite of COVID possible. I just am so proud. And Peter, what a blast you are going to have.
Thank you very much, Rivka. Really appreciate that. Okay, does that conclude your executive team report, Rivka?
That concludes my report.
Great, thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 8, information.
If there are no questions from the board on the information items, our regularly posted financial and treasurer's report, we'll move on to the next item. I do not see any members of the board with their hands raised. Okay. Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 9, reports, ideas, and questions from board members.
Any reports, ideas, questions, or comments from the board?
Mr. Chair, this is Member Natoli.
Go ahead, Board Member Natoli.
Yeah, very quickly. I just want to, since this is Rivka's last official meeting with us as the authority board, I want to, again, as has been said many times today and certainly in past months, but I want to thank her for her leadership, for her service, for her deep devotion to library services and to this community. And I think we've benefited greatly in so many ways from her good work, and she's left an indelible imprint, not just on libraries, but I think in many ways on this community as people. So thank you, Rivka. I wish you all the best, and Godspeed to you and your family. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And guess what, Don? You could be chair next year, vice chair next year.
The only thing is I wouldn't be around here to go to the chair.
Oh, maybe that's a sign that you should stay.
Maybe so. Okay, we'll figure it out in January. Thank you.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, careful. If any member of the Board of Supervisors doesn't show up for the next meeting, they might get appointed vice chair. So
that's right. Stu and I are here, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Good. Thank you, Don, again for your comments. I do have one announcement. I want to thank the library staff and the Friends of the Library, and also the Sacramento Capital Optimist Club for this Saturday at 1:30 at Oakey Park at the new Dino Park. There's going to be a Dino themed holiday book giveaway, and we're going to be having book readings and giving out free books, gifts and fun, and a lot of excitement, trying to make sure that we provide reading and access to all parts of our city. So thank you again to all the staff who are making that possible. With that, Madam Clerk, seeing no other hands raised here, is there any more business to conclude in this board meeting?
Nope, no more business online.
Great. Well, thank you, everyone. That concludes our work for the day. We are adjourned at 4:19 p.m.
Rivka, hit me up when you get a chance.
I will. Thank you.